I like building systems that are either single material systems like the like AAC, like the autoclaved aerated concretes. I'm a huge fan of things like the Durasol system, which uses a mineral wool. And these systems, it's a single material front to back, with the exception of Durasol, which has the mineral wool in it. And you cover the outside in a stucco,
have you ever built
in a clay.
Have you ever built one?
I don't build new construction. You know that.
So you're like
these that have gone up.
You're on their like Facebook fan page then.
I am a Facebook fan.
Next. There are things I like about them. I like them in concept. I think it's going to be hard for us to get people to do them in this country. Unfortunately, it's get people.
It's surprising how many of these are going up, and the performance on them is really. I mean, they're really doing quite well.
No, I believe the performance is good, but you definitely drunk the Kool-Aid on these things.
So breathable wall. People think air. This isn't about air. This is that there is at no point in the assembly, front to back, are we trying to stop the moisture migration. So you're allowing moisture to move through the assembly, and all these materials don't let it move too quickly. It moves fairly slowly through the assembly, and they have low thermal inertia. So moisture moves through and moves out. But there's no cellulosic material in there. So you don't have air movement. You have moisture movement. And as long as the moisture can move through and it's not stopped, you give it the opportunity to dry out on the opposite side. The other thing that these materials have is they have a high their adsorption level is quite high. And this means that their capacity to hold moisture before it condenses on the surface is incredible. And this goes back to these old 1920 homes, and anybody who's seen Joe's little explanation of the difference between a 2000 home and a 20s home. The assembly of a 20s wall system is able to hold, what is it, something like 100 gallons of water, and a modern assembly can hold something like 2 or 3 gallons of water. So this is able to hold a fair amount of water in the assembly and allow it to breathe off before it's going to condense and start to create problems.
Geothermal. People are so excited about geothermal, and I think I've determined that
What did you call this?
This is government subsidized bling.
Government subsidized bling.
Yeah, it's government. I mean, I appreciate the fact that people want to make their houses better, but they're putting geothermal on 15,000 square foot houses that aren't built very efficiently. It's like or 20,000 square foot houses. What's the point? I'm actually certifying a lead home in Tennessee that's like 10 or 12,000 square feet with something like 8 tons or 12 tons of geothermal.
That's the problem with the LEED program, right? I mean, that's not a problem of geothermal.
No, it's a problem with all green. It's a problem with lots of things. But this and anything where they're giving big incentives for and this I guess comes from the fact that the people that sell this stuff had good lobbyists that were able to. I love
geothermal. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
In Minnesota?
I didn't say for Minnesota. I said that geothermal is a great system.
Well, it is a good system, but you could spend 30 or 40 grand on a geothermal system.
Yeah, but it's not about the ROI. This is about carbon, man. But the point is that as the technology improves on those pumps, those pipes, that you can continue to use that system. More importantly, the Earth has got a ton. This is my big beef, okay? Because you're ripping on the bling, and I kind of like some of the bling. All right.
Continue this.
Yeah, I'm a big bling fan.
Case in point, yeah, he's a bling fan.
So let's be serious. Fossil fuels are only going to go so far, right. And none of these other technologies alone are going to solve them.
You're spending so much money on pumping water and drilling things. I mean,
you have to make a decision. Is it about money or is it about carbon? And if you got to solve for 16 terawatts, my story, right? The Saul Griffith thing. 16 terawatts is the issue. You can't do it with one. You're going to do a bunch of different technologies.
Right. You've also got the issues of the pump energy running. That they're not as efficient as.
And again, I'm going to say that it goes to design. That a geothermal system done properly with the right amount of water in the soil,
right?
With the amount of space with enough space between wells,
right? You still spend a lot.
Very well.
They generally don't account for the pumping energy involved, which
you
cuts
have
down
to
the
include pumping energy.
But they generally don't when they look at the calculation of the efficiencies of them.
Yeah.
Move on.